Well, we are officially back to our old style of recordings and our old location for recording. And in our classic fashion, Kaiba has decided he doesn't want to participate this morning. And by morning, I think it's like 1 in the afternoon now. Actually, no, it might be 11. Can't remember when Kaiba got me up. It's either 11 or 1 he got me up. But I want to get a video in for you guys for tomorrow. And we know what comes on Tuesday. Tuesday is for Dollarama Draws of Destiny! That's 4 packs of Destiny for you guys today. Just going to try and get through this quick. Try and get a couple of jump start your days. And maybe even, if I'm really lucky, the new set versus old set done. So, not going to muck around too much. If we're lucky, maybe Kaiba will show up and we can get some footage of him. If not, I will be making some videos of Kaiba when I'm out and about with him, so that you guys still get some good puggy content when I get a chance. Eureka moment, not bad. Draw 2 cards, you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield, just costs a little bit. Flare of Faith, ooh, that's a new one. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a human, it gets +3/+3 and indestructible. Nice. Font of Ire, 1 in a red, pay 3 in a red, sacrifice it, and it deals 5 damage to target player. That one's kind of lame. Go like that and like that. Actually, no. I'm going to put you down here. You're worse than that one. Are you all on screen? Kind of. Frantic Strength. Flash, enchant creature, enchanted creature is +2/+2 and has trample. That one's decent. Cyclops Electromancer. We pulled a few of him so far in recent Dollarama Draws of Destiny. He's okay. Humble Naturalist. Ooh, that's a new one. 1 in a green for a 1/3. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend it only to cast a creature spell, though. Nice. Croesus Catacombs. Ooh, we got another layer. I like the artwork on it. For our land, we got a ridiculous sliver because everybody loves slivers. Corrupted Crossroads. 1 colorless. Tap, pay a life, add a mana of any color, but you can only use it to cast a spell with the void. That's very specific. Ooh, Hollow. Angelic Intervention. Target creature or planeswalker you control gains protection from colorless and from the color of your choice until end of turn. If it's a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Nice. Tranquil Cove. Classic. Gain some life. Refurbish. Turn target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nice. That's a good one. Demir Locket. Yeah, that's okay. Ridge Kusite. Horror Spellshaper. 1 black for a 1/1. Pay 1 in a black. Tap. Discard a card. Target creature gets +1/+0 and first strike until end turn. Weird. And Hull Drifter. Flying vehicle. When this one enters, draw 2 cards and it's crew 3. Yeah, it's okay. Costs 5 to put into play though, so probably not going to play it very often. Pack number 2, coming at you. Let's see what we got. Oops. Double face card? Double face card. Nice. Spoiler there a little bit. Sorry. Hopefully you guys didn't see it any more than I did. Other than that, it's blue. Synchronized Eviction. Costs 2 less to cast if you control at least 2 creature types that share a creature type. Put target non-land permanent into its owner's library second from the top. Meh. Seal of Primordium. Sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment, costs 1 in the green to put into play, but doesn't cost you anything to sacrifice, so pretty useful, that one at least. Gilded Ceridon. Beast, 4/4 for 4 in a red. Whenever it attacks, if you control a desert, or there is a desert card in your graveyard, target creature can block. Ooh, old school looking art, but probably not an old school card. 93 to 2000, got close. Or 2001, I mean. 1 white and blue for a Silver Drake. 3/3 flying, and when it comes into play, return a white or blue creature you control to its owner's hand. Curious. Also an older looking card. 93 to 2002. 3 and a white for a 1/1 bird soldier flying. Pay 2 and a white, discard a card from your hand, and it gets +1/+2 until end of turn. That is terrible. Brilliant plan. Draw 3 cards for 5. Alright, I'm okay with that. Lifecrafter's Bestiary. 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. I like that. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green. If you do, draw a card. I like that very much. That is an awesome artifact. Huge hit. Possibly the hit of the day so far. Pensive Minotaur, just a classic 2 red for 2/3 with some flavor text. The champion and her companions marched through the night, but the battle was over before they had arrived. In the middle of the carnage sat a solitary Minotaur, lost in what seemed to be the champion thought. Lost in what seemed to the champion to be thought. Huh. I'll give it mid. Sculptor of Winter is okay. Thriving Moor kind of sucks for land. Ooh, Ghostly Wings. That's kind of cool looking. 93 to 202. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 as flying. Discard a card from your hand. Return enchanted creature to its owner's hand. Interesting. So you can save the creature, but you probably can't save the enchantment, unfortunately. Still, though, I like that. I think the Lifecrafter's Bestiary is probably the best card still by far, but that is pretty good. Grotag Bugcatcher. 1 and a red for a 1/2 with trample. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature in your party. I don't really play parties. Now we're on to the cool card. So Skyclaved Aerialist is a 1 and a blue for a 2/1, flying, Merfolk Scout. And then you pay 4 and a Phyrexian green, and you get a flying Phyrexian Merfolk Scout 2/4. When this creature transforms into Skyclave Invader, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put a card onto the battlefield this way, you put it into your hand. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. I would probably play it in my Merfolk deck, maybe, if there's room. 1 and a white for a 1/2 flying Threshold. It gets +1/+1 and has protection from black if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. That's a cool bird. Mystic Familiar? I kind of like that one, actually. Is that old? 2002. Still, I would play that one before I play the other bird that we've seen earlier in this pack. Cracked Skull is our last card for this pack. 2 and a black enchant creature. Look at the top. Look at target card from player's hand as this enters, and you can choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. And when enchanted creature is dealt damage, destroy it. Okay, so you're playing it on somebody else's creature, clearly not your own, but still. Pack number 3, let's open with some glee. See what's in store before we go to pack 4. Ooh, this pack had no cards flipped over and around. That's interesting. Okay, they're all there. It felt like it was a little light, too. Phyrexian Ghoul. 2 and a black for a 2/2. Sacrifice a creature. This thing gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Yeah. It's a good sack outlet, I suppose. It doesn't cost anything to sack. I'll put it up top, actually. Winds of Rebuke. 1 and a blue. Instant. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Each player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Ooh, that's interesting. Griffspoon. 1 white for enchant creature. Enchanted creature is +1/+0 and has flying. Pay 3 and a white. Return this thing from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to target creature. Nice. Oran Reef Invoker. 1 and a green for a 2/2. You have to pay 8 to activate his ability, which gives it +5/+5 and trample until end of turn. Not the best. Pilgrim's Eye. Flying. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shovel. Costs 3 for a 1/1 Thopter. But you do get some land at least. Is it Cluestone? Ooh, we got a cool looking path. It's a Lord of the Rings Path of Ancestry. Ooh. Cool. I like that one a lot, actually. That is a really good passive ancestry. Loyal Pegasus. 1 white for a 2/1 with flying, and it can't block or attack alone. Corrupted Crossroads. We just saw that one. It's the one with the devoid thing, which is neat. Ooh, Botanical Plaza is a hollow one. Enters battlefield tapped, add green or white, pay 2 green and white, tap, sacrifice, draw a card. Slavia Guildgate. Daring Demolition. Destroy target creature or vehicle. 2 and 2 black. Yeah. Ooh, Temple of the False Gods. Getting a lot of lands in this pack. Phyrexian Prowler. Fading. 3. This creature comes into play with 3 fade counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a fade counter from it if you can't sacrifice it. 3 and a black for a 3/3. Remove a fade counter from this thing, and it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Huh. It does count as their old school qualification. It does have a 93 to 2000 date on it, but huh. And a Reef Roads. Another land. Enters the battlefield. Tapped unless you control a mount or a vehicle. Add blue. Pay 1 and blue. Tap. Sacrifice this land. Create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with the token saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though they had power. As though its power were 2 or greater. Neat. Meh. Last pack. Hopefully we can get something epic. Really haven't pulled any legendaries yet, so our streak may be coming to an end here, unfortunately, but hopefully not. Fiendbinder. 3 and a white for a 3/2. Whenever it attacks, top target creature defending player controls. Yeah. Veteran Motorist. Red and white for a 3/1 dwarf pilot. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Whenever it crews a vehicle, that vehicle gets +1/+2 or +1/+1 until end of turn. Decent. Drowsing Tyrannodon. Defender 3/3. As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, this thing doesn't have Defender in theory. Well, it attacks as though it doesn't have Defender. Soren's Thirst, 2 black. Instant, deals 2 damage to target creature. You gain 2 life. Okay. Merfolk Spy, 1/1 with Island Walk. That's nice. Merfolk Rogue. And when it deals combat damage to a player, that player reveals a card at random from his or her hand. Interesting. Kind of like that one. City Watch Sphinx. 5 and a blue for a 5/4. When it dies, surveil 2. And it has flying. Yeah. Terramorphic Expanse. Kiln Fiend. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this thing gets +3/+0 until end of turn. That can get pretty big pretty fast. It doesn't say once per turn, so... Irrigated Farmland. Nice. Counts as a plains and an island, so it's searchable. Fathom Fleet Firebrand. 1 in red. Gets +1/+0 until end of turn. You can do that multiple times, clearly, so that's not bad. We got another Quarter Shield! Nice! I only had 1 copy of this before, so having an extra copy is sick. Gives whatever creature you equip it with +0/+3 and Vigilance. I love that. Tice Drinker, nice. Flying, sorry, not flying. 2/1 Lifelink and Extort. I have a couple copies of that now, so I definitely am going to be putting it into other decks, but it is a good one. Frenzied Raptor, 2 and a red for a 4/2 with just some flavor text. Sun Empire Warriors are taught to emulate the fearless raptors that fling themselves against the towers of Horn and muscle 100 times their size. Turn Timber Aesthetic, 4 and a green for 5/4. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Sure. And Jaya's Fire NATO. Deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you scry 1. Yeah, not my favorite. Alright, well, the Draws of Destiny have been interesting. Nothing huge in terms of, like... We didn't pull any legendaries, first off, clearly. We did pull some interesting stuff for playing-wise, for sure. I'm really interested to see how that Skyclave Invader and thing works. Not that it does very much, but just to get into a deck would be fun. But I think the best card for today is definitely going to have to be Lifecrafter's Bestiary. I don't know how much that's going to be worth per se. It probably is only worth like $1 or something. But the fact that you get to scry one every turn, and the fact that you also get to draw a card if you pay green each time, pretty good freaking card if I say so myself. Anyways, that's going to do it for Draws of Destiny for Tuesday. Like I say, I'm going to try and get a couple more videos recorded real quick right now, and then I got to go cook some lunch before he comes back. So, much love to you all from me to you. Take care, and keep an eye out for the rest of the week. When I get stuff in, I get stuff in, and when I don't, I don't. Love you all. Bye!